Hello, it's Dawn Taylor at MembersFirst. Thank you again for joining our webinar on the MembersFirst mobile app. I have Ken Leanhout here with me as well.
Hello.
I'm going to go ahead and real quick, just a couple of housekeeping notes. You are all on mute. You should, in your GoToWebinar panel, you should have a little question box, so we invite you to ask questions. We'll answer them at the end of the webinar. We'll pull up all the questions and answer them at that time. We're going to go through a quick PowerPoint presentation just with some kind of highlights, and then we're going to get right into the app functionality. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the number of devices that we all use today, we know, can certainly complicate things. I do know that my 74-year-old father recently decided to embrace technology last year. He started with a laptop and then shortly thereafter decided to upgrade his flip phone, no kidding, to an iPhone. Once he got the iPhone, he called me and he said, "Why do I need this laptop now? I don't understand." So he barely uses his laptop now because he's doing everything on his iPhone, which is great, but certainly can complicate things. But here at MembersFirst, we want to try to simplify for that for you and your members. So let's remember, we have desktops, we have iPads, which really were just invented about 7 or 8 years ago, and we have smartphones. It's important to know where people are coming from when they visit your website, of course. My friend and colleague Sean has a buddy, Matt, who is actually an engineer and always says to us, "Don't pave the roads until you know where people are going." That's even true here in the club industry. The good news is, however, we do know where people are coming from. Our MembersFirst team here tracks everything on your website through Google Analytics. The slide that you're looking at is actually a snapshot from one of our clients. You can see there's about a 50-50 split between visits to the website on a desktop computer versus a mobile device or a tablet. That mobile number that you see at almost 37% here is only going to continue to grow. That number has grown over the years. And of course, the easier you make it for your members and your visitors, the more attractive it will be to visit your site from a mobile device. Many of you might be wondering about Google Analytics and if it is available on your site. If you are a MembersFirst customer, the answer is definitely yes. If you have not accessed your Google Analytics, now is definitely a good time to do so. It gives you a lot of great information as you are trying to get your, potentially get your committee or your board on board with a mobile strategy. It's good to have that backup data for yourself. If you do need any help following the webinar, accessing your Google Analytics, do not hesitate to give me a call, or like I said, if you're a MembersFirst customer, your direct client services manager as well. Any of us can certainly help you with that. And if you are not a MembersFirst customer, your answer is probably yes as well. You probably do have Google Analytics set up. Most websites nowadays, when they're launched, an account is created for you. If your website provider has not set that up with their software specifically, you can just ask them to do so you can get started on tracking that data. It's really important data. So let's just do a quick comparison here between a mobile website, a responsive website, and then our MembersFirst app. So a mobile website is really kind of an extension of your desktop version. It doesn't really account for a tablet, but it does give access to your website from a mobile device. It kind of lays out all your navigation straight across the screen for the visitor, whether it's on the public side or the member side. A responsive website takes it to the next step, and it actually, all of your content responds, whether it's on a desktop, a tablet, or a mobile device. So it's a great experience for the user or the visitor. The app is something that is downloaded from the App Store. It's available on an Apple or an Android device. You pretty much get a lot of the same content, most of the content, and in some cases you can get additional content with an app that you can get from your traditional website, and your members, if it's on the member area, your members are logging in that one time at download and they don't have to log in again. So again, a great experience. The good news as well is that Google, or really any other search engines, they like all three options. Some companies may contact you and tell you that if your site isn't responsive, that it's not recognized by Google, but that really isn't true. What we have up here is a link that you can use to actually test your site to see if it is considered mobile friendly. So if you have a mobile version, you can see here it passed the mobile friendly test. And in this case, this is one of our clubs that has a responsive design and also same test passed as mobile friendly. So Google does recognize both. So just a couple of, I guess, easy steps that you can really take to determine if you are ready for an app or your club is ready for an app. Are your visitors on a mobile device? Of course, like I said, even my 74-year-old father now has upgraded his flip phone to an iPhone. So you know your visitors and your members are using mobile devices, and to prove it, you can show that through Google Analytics and through the Google test that I just showed. You can determine if your website is mobile friendly, because it does need to be mobile friendly in order to support an app. And if you answered yes to both of those, then you and your members are definitely ready for a mobile app. So let's dig a little bit into the mobile app here and talk about how you can boost member engagement through the club app. We'll cover just a few highlights, and then we'll go ahead and jump right into our demo app. One of the most important things to point out is the MembersFirst app is actually club branded. So when your members, once it's set up in the App Store, your members would download your club's app. That's what they would search for. They don't need to know anything about MembersFirst. We want them to search for your club and download your club's app. And as I just mentioned a minute ago, your members only have to log in once. I hear so often from my clients that the members are complaining they always have to log in to the website. Like a lot of apps, our app is traditional in a sense that they log in once. When they download it, it remembers them, and they do not have to continue logging in. The app remembers their credentials. Also, the app provides you with the ability to send push notifications, and we'll show that through the demo as well. Now, today, without an app, you could send push notifications, as you see from the Twitter display. If you are using Twitter, however, you need to have your members following you on Twitter, and then also your notifications through Twitter are public. Whereas with the mobile app, your members download the app, they already have notifications set up for the most part, or if they don't, they can easily do that through their settings, and then your push notifications are going out, and they're more private just for your members. You can also send to different membership categories. Those of you who are familiar with the MembersFirst email system, that is where you would send your push notifications from, and it's also where you would view any of the sent messages. Just like you do with email, we incorporated it directly into the email system for a couple reasons. One is to make it easy for you as administrators, but also to give you the same ability to send targeted communications. So if you are a MembersFirst client on the phone online here, this probably looks familiar to you, but you can send push notifications to your different member types or groups, different member organizations or committees. If you're utilizing the member activities or areas of interest, you can send push notifications targeted to those different groups, as well as event registration. So if you are using the event registration software through the calendar, you can go in and send a push notification to everyone who's already registered for an event, or even better, to those who have not registered for an event, to maybe let them know you still have a handful of spots available in the event if they are still interested in attending. So it really does help you to promote those events and build participation. This bottom section that you're looking at really just shows you today you have your HTML email, and if you had the app with push notifications, you would also have another option there as well. Also, for your members, they can view the member directory. They can also update their profile and photos. If they're in the member directory, they can call or email directly through the app to any other members that are highlighted in there. Also, as you are updating your website with highlights and events on your calendar, with a very simple click of a navigation button, you can also make those same highlights or events visible on the mobile app. And for anyone who is using our reservation systems like online tea times, Members First dining, or any of our court reservations or lesson reservations, I have a club who actually uses our reservation system for their kayaks in the summer. All of those reservation systems would be available through the app as well. So with all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and transition right over to Ken Leanhouse, who is going to walk through the demo of the app.
Here I go. All right, we're just going to broadcast my phone to the screen here. I shouldn't have to. All right. Very good. All right, so I'm clicking into Neptune Cove. To go along with what Dawn had said earlier, you notice that when I clicked the app, I'm immediately in the app. That's because I don't have to log in. Members, once they log in the first time and they're authenticated, will not have to log in again on the app. All activity happens at the top left here, this hamburger menu, so that's what I'll click to expand. We have a menu on the left here. Starting with Edit My Profile at the top, I'm just going to kind of go through these top to bottom. This screen allows you to make edits to a profile, a member to make edits to their profile. Uses the same database that's on your website today, so changes that are made in the app or on the website will be reflected in the other. It'll also follow the same rules you have set up on your website today. A lot of our clubs have roster feeds set up, for instance, and they have staff at the club responsible for making those updates back into the accounting system. So if those rules are set up on your website today, it'll follow the same on the app as well. Next link I'm going to click is Edit My Preferences. That's very similar to Edit My Profile. It allows you to change your password, set up any groups, activities, clubs that you belong to the club. Whatever you have set up in your site today will carry through to this page, and people will be able to make those updates right from the app. The next link down here is Club Happenings. So Club Happenings is where your highlights, your events, and your announcements will be hosted from the club. So what we do with the app is we actually break that up by department. So I'm going to click into Member Home here. And that's loading all the content from your website into here. So you'll see all the highlights from the website appear in the mobile app, along with upcoming events up here at the top. These upcoming events, they respect whatever settings you have on your website today for showing events in the future. So if, for instance, your golf department shows their events 90 days into the future, but the dining department shows 60, the individual calendars will display that setting appropriately. And then finally, the news section here, which mirrors any announcements you have set up on your site. Next link over, the account statements. Many of our clubs, especially nowadays, are relying on SSOs over to their account statements, whether you're Jonas, North Star, what have you. This is showing an example of what a club with an integrated account statement would look like. However, if your club has an SSO, it'll just shoot you over to your accounting vendor's statement. All right. Member Directory allows you to search by name, or you can click a letter to search. Click A here. I'm going to click the first name, Christopher Aaron. And you can see we have Christopher's picture, his email address, where he's located. He happens to have Facebook assigned in his profile, so I could click that and go to his Facebook page if I wanted to. And then as we scroll down here, you'll see there's information for Christopher specific to him. Any phone numbers you see in this page or throughout the app are click to call. So if I click a phone number, my phone will automatically be prompted to call, so I can call directly from that profile view. And the same goes for email addresses as well. Next up is the club personnel. So this is just showing a view of the, clearly of the club personnel. So you're able to contact, or members are able to contact any of the staff at the club. Click to call or email right from here. All right. Next up is tea times for any of those clubs on the phone that have the Members First tea time system. We got a push notification came through from Dawn letting us know we still have room for 2 more foursomes in Saturday's member guest tournament. So she sent that, again, using the messages system built right into MRM, and it came through to my phone live. I'm just going to dismiss that. Again, if you have the Members First tea time system, integrates with the app here, you can make tea times right from the app. And then Reserve a Court is using the Members First booking reservation system. So you're able to search for any courts that are available, select them, and search for times that they're available and see what you can book. These are other examples of the same booking reservation, so I'm going to skip down to the recent notifications icon here. So this is an archive of all of the push notifications that this device has received while I've been logged in. So you'll see some of the ones we've got here, including the one Dawn just sent. We still have room for 2 more foursomes right there. It is time specific, but for this demonstration we did midnight, so that's why it's showing up as 3rd on the list. And then finally, the last item, another app specific item, is the settings menu. And the settings menu allows the members to log out if for any reason they ever want to log out. They would come here and click sign out. And it also shows the version of the app that they're on, which will become more important in the future as updates are made to the app. You want to make sure your members are on the latest version. And if there's any troubleshooting that needs to be done with your client services manager, you'd want to let them know what version of the app that member is on when sending that request. And that is the demo.
Excellent. So what I'm going to do is move your phone away. I'm going to see, I will go to our question panel. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, it looks like we have a couple of questions. Let's see. We have your tea times today in the website. If a member makes a tea time from the app, how will my pro shop know about the tea time? So that's a great question. The app is really tied to the website, basically. So if they make a tea time through the app, it goes into the same tea sheet that they're using in the pro shop, and they're able to see exactly what they would see if it was made through the website. If any of you have a tea time software that is not Members First, we can still link over from the app, so they can link over to that tea time software and make a tea time from the app, and then of course it would go into whatever tea sheet that the club has on the back end.
And I would add to that you just want to make sure that other software is mobile friendly for that experience.
Yep, good point. Great question. Let's see, another question here. How should we promote the app to get our members using it? That's a really good question, and actually Ken and his team does a lot of our implementations. And one of the things that they're doing is they're sending out kind of an email communication that the clubs customize with all of the instructions on how to download it, search for, go to the App Store, search for the club's name, the brand, and download it with instructions, and then all the things that the members can do with the app as well. For those of you who use social media, we encourage you to promote the app through your social media handles as well. So if you're updating Facebook for your members, you can always update that you now have an app. The website is another way that clubs are promoting their app.
A highlight on the website would go a long way with that.
Mm-hmm. Digital signboards. If you do have digital signboards at your club, that's another great way as members are coming in, or if you have them through your locker rooms, that's always a great way to communicate the new app as well.
I'll jump in here for a second. We got a question earlier this morning in a previous webinar that I think is important to let people know about too. It was related to how we ensure that all members are able to receive push notifications. And that goes along with how members are downloading the app. So part of the process of when you install the app and download it, there is a permissions check at the beginning that will ask you to allow push notifications, and that needs to be selected in order for members to receive the push notifications. In addition, that member also needs to be able needs to have an actual login to the website and have logged in successfully to the app before they're able to make that connection and authenticate and receive push notifications too. So as long as both of those things are hit with the app on a member-by-member basis, they'll be able to receive the push notifications.
Excellent. That was a question from this morning's webinar. So it looks like those are all of the questions that we have. If you want to take a second, we'll give you another second if you want to type in any questions. But it looks like that is it. Again, if anyone does have any additional questions, here is our contact information. For both Ken and I, please feel free to send me an email or give me a call, and we are happy to answer any questions that you have. Other than that, oh, wait a minute, we look like we do have a question. Is there a cost associated for the app when downloading? So there is a setup cost as well as an annual cost. What I would suggest, if you can, if you're interested, send me an email, because a lot of our customers do have loyalty money that they can put towards the setup fee anyway, so that can vary by club. The annual subscription and support and maintenance for it would be just $1,400 a year. But as far as the setup, like I said, it varies depending on the loyalty money that we provide to our clients. So that's a great question.
And I would add to that just the downloading part at the end there. There's no cost for your members when they download from the App Store. The cost is completely to the club.
Excellent. I didn't realize that was referring to that. Excellent question. Okay, it looks like that is it for questions. So again, thank you so much for participating in our webinar. We greatly appreciate it. We also have recorded this, so we will have it available through the administrative side of your website. If you're a Members First client, you can access it at any time, if there happens to be anyone else there at the club that is interested. Other than that, have an awesome weekend. Hopefully wherever you are, it's warmer than here, because it's snowing this morning here in the Boston area. So thanks again, folks. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.